We're up here in Moose Country in Gravenhurst, Ontario, Canada at the Ontario Association of Crime Stoppers 2008 Legal Issues Conference, and we've got a good friend of the Crime Stoppers programs worldwide, Mr. Harry McMurtry. Harry, do you have any advice to the public about Crime Stoppers program and the anonymity of their tips in relation to preventing crime, solving crime, and trying to find missing persons?
Crime Stoppers operate on a local, provincial, national, and international level. They are community-based programs staffed by people from the community, not police officers. They're independent of the police department, and for that reason they can guarantee the anonymity of anyone who comes forward with information that might help the police solve a crime.
Great. Now, if you call a tip into Crime Stoppers and it results in a police investigation, and somebody gets arrested as a result of the tip, are you ever going to be called into court to be a witness?
Never be called into a court in any situation. And if there is if a tip does lead to an arrest, there's a financial reward for the caller.
Okay, and how much is that financial reward for a Crime Stoppers tip?
It's up to $2,000 for a tip, and it depends on the crime that the accused person is implicated in.
Now, the tip goes to the police officers. Now, what's your advice to the police officers on how to handle this anonymity?
The police officers respect the Crime Stoppers program and do their utmost to preserve the anonymity of the tipster or informer. Police officers guard that information zealously, and when they're finished reviewing the tip, they return it to Crime Stoppers who secure the tip.
Okay, so if I'm a police officer, I get the tip and I'm doing my investigation, what do I write in my notebook?
They generally, police officers write a summary of the tip, and however, their notes are never disclosed to defense counsel, so that, again, the anonymity of the caller or tipster or informer is protected.
So if you call in a Crime Stopper tip about a murder and you name the murderer, and the police officer investigating the murder gets the tip, goes and arrests the murderer, and that police officer is testifying in court for that case, and they're asked by the defense counsel about that Crime Stoppers tip, what is the officer going to say?
The officer is going to say that I'm prevented by informer privilege from talking to you. Sorry, it's still snow in Gravenhurst, in Moose Country. The police officer will advise the court that that information is protected by an informer privilege and will not be required to testify unless the defense can meet a very, very, very narrow exception called innocence at stake exception to informer privilege. Okay, and if the officer's encountering any problems with that process, is there any way that they can contact you? Is there a process in place for that in your position as the legal counsel for the Ontario Association of Crime Stoppers? Precisely, that I am available to all Crime Stoppers programs in Ontario to provide advice and, if necessary, representation in court to protect the identity of witnesses who've used, callers who've used the Crime Stoppers organization to provide police information to police. That's awesome. Now, how can people get in contact with you through your law firm? So what we recommend is that they contact the Ontario Association of Crime Stoppers, who will then direct you to my firm. Excellent. And if anybody wants to get in touch with them, you can call the Toronto Crime Stoppers office at 416-808-7260. That's our office number, and we'll provide you that information. So thank you very much, Harry, for your dedication to the community, your passion for this program, your passion for the safety of all citizens in our province and in our country and in the world is extremely admirable, and we thank you for that on behalf of Crime Stoppers program. And we want to extend our encouragement to people in the community to keep coming forward with their tips because they're critical to the work of police officers throughout the world. Great. Thanks very much from Gravenhurst, Ontario, Canada at the Crime Stoppers Legal Issues Conference.